again, thank you so much for clicking on this video and visiting my channel. I'll be answering your questions, and I filmed this video 3 times, okay? I am going to actually edit this video and put it out for you all to see. There's just been a lot in the previous videos that I didn't like. So yeah, I'm just gonna take my time and redo it so that you all understand what I'm talking about. And yeah, let's just get into this video. I wrote the questions down in my handy dandy notebook. I've been using the Happy Planner, the teacher edition, and it's amazing. It is not a UAE teacher planner, so I've had to add stickers where it says Monday and Friday. We don't go to school on Friday, so just turning Monday into Sunday and, you know, making it fit my life, okay? Let me find my questions. All right, do I need a teaching certificate? Yes, you need a teaching certificate. You know, they want to know that you know what you're doing. So you need a teaching license. Especially this year, like there have been some changes that have been made. And I know previous years you could come over with a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in a science or in English, but now most definitely you need a teaching license. How are you treated? This is a question that I have received the most because I'm a beautiful black woman. Let's just really talk about it. I am black. I am African American. I was born in Alabama. I have never been to Africa. I've never explored my ethnicity and traced my roots. Over here in Dubai and in the UAE, I am seen as an African and have been treated as an African until I start speaking. That's happened to me 3 times. And it is very sad. Africans are mistreated. One comment said, you know, the people only listen to you because you're American. True. Very true. That may be true. Here's a prime example. I was in a taxi coming back from the mall and I had an ice cream cone. And I was eating the ice cream and I noticed that the taxi driver kept looking in his rearview mirror at me and just scowling. And I said, is there an issue? And he said, no, just don't make a mess in my taxi. I said, sir, I'm an adult. I know how to eat an ice cream cone, and if I do make a mess, I'll make sure to clean it up. And he looks at my boyfriend who was visiting at the time, and he said, oh, where are you from? And you know, he said, America. And he just started laughing and said, oh, it's okay, it's okay. I thought you were from Nigeria. I thought you were Nigerian. And that's when I went off. Like, how dare you? Why does that matter? Why does any of that matter? Why does my ethnicity affect the way that you treat me in this taxi? And he tried to explain that Nigerians, they don't pay the taxi drivers and they cause a lot of issues. And we went through this whole thing about how you don't judge people. You don't treat every people the same, every person the same based off of their race. And it was kind of just falling on deaf ears because he had never been exposed to an American or an African American. And that was clear from the conversation that we were having. I'm treated very nicely. Parents respect me. My teaching strategies go over very well with parents, and it's not like that for every ethnicity over here. Just from my experience as a black woman, I am treated nicely. Yeah, so that's all I got to say about that. Public or private school? I've only taught in private schools. Were you able to select your own location? I was. The whole MOE process of accepting a job and not knowing where you're going does not sit right with my spirit and my anxiety. So I said, that ain't for me. I went through EDU, and yeah, I told them, no, that don't work for me. I need to know where I'm going. So yeah, I was able to choose. A lot of people have been hitting me up, letting me know that they've gone through EDU. It's easy, right? I'm still not getting cut a check at EDU, but they are the best recruiting site. I've heard nothing but good things. I've had nothing but great experiences with them. So how is your curriculum developed? So you all know that I started at a more traditional UAE school, and this year I'm at a brand new American school with an American staff. So the curriculum was very different. Both American curriculum schools, but the curriculum was different, or is different. So for my first school, we used Journeys, and that was the American curriculum. And at my first school, we had to follow it to a T, by the day. You can differentiate in your small groups, but the small groups most of the time had to include some of that Journeys workbook, because there were so many pages that you had to get done, and if you didn't get done, and if admin came in and checked your workbooks and you didn't have this page done, then it was a whole other problem. So you had to follow the Journeys curriculum to a T. Now this new American school, I have created the curriculum. We do have Journeys, but I'm used to using it as a supplement, as additional, not following it to a T. And that's what we're doing. I've catered the curriculum to the needs of my students and differentiate based on their levels and their growth and their progress. So that's how we're developing the curriculum. And I'm the only first grade teacher, so I do what I want, okay? Basically. How often do you visit home? I visit home for Christmas and summer. This year I did not go home for Christmas. And yeah, summer is in July. How has your experience been so far? My experience has been great. It's been a learning experience. It has taught me that, you know, I have to be more aggressive. And it's taught me a lot about myself and what I will take and what I will say no to and how to say no. So definitely something that I needed. Are there any stipulations if you're married? So I am not married, but I know some married people. And in my first school, it was a more reserved area, more traditional area. My boyfriend was not allowed to even come into the building. In that building, you were only able to have brothers and your mom and sisters come over and stay the night or visit. So no boyfriends. I guess your husband, like, they would know you were married, your husband could come and stay with you, but it was very reserved. So no boyfriends in that building, and there are many other areas in the UAE that are like that. If you're married, some schools, I mean, if you're married and you are both teachers, some schools will try to hire you together. And most schools, your children get a discount on their tuition. You just have to ask questions first. Make sure you have that in your contract. Most schools have flights for your husband at a discounted rate. Marriage is a big thing. Marriage is a big deal. So I don't know how to. Yeah. Marriage. How did you start the application process? So I am still getting this question, and that's cool. I don't care. This is the main question that you all need to know. I went on evanedubiz.com. I went through some other recruiting sites, and they just didn't give me that personable experience, that personable flavor, that follow-up that EvanEdu was giving me. EvanEdu set me up with a real person that was calling me and texting me and emailing me and saying, hey, do you want this? Hey, what about this school? So it was very easy. They made it very easy. EDU, that's where I started. Yeah, that's who I keep in touch with. What's your normal workday schedule? I arrived at 7:15. My kids come into the classroom no later than 7:40. We have our morning meeting, national anthem, and we go straight into ELA. ELA is 8 to 8:40, and then from 8:40 until 9:15 is Arabic A, and Arabic A is for the native speakers. And then from 9:25 to 10:15, that's Arabic B. Arabic A students go to Islamic, while the Arabic B students are the second language Arabic speakers. 10:15 to 10:40 is lunch, and then we have recess. After recess, we use the restroom, we get some water. They come in, we go straight into math. 11:05 to 12 o'clock, that's our math time. At 12, they go to a specials, depending on the day, it's either art or PE. So from 12 to 12:45, they're at their special. And then they come back, we have science, we have tech time on some days, depending on the day, and then we go home. So that's my day. On Mondays, I host the AV club. We only have about 5 kids, but every teacher has to have an after-school club, and audiovisual is mine. How is discipline handled? So the kids are different over here. They're more respectful. I haven't had any real behavior problems. And not that they're more respectful, they're not exposed to a lot that American kids are exposed to. The TV here is very censored. The music here is very censored. A lot of Emirati kids don't listen to music if they have, depending on if they have, you know, older parents or more traditional parents. They're not supposed to listen to music. So behavior is handled very easily. And I teach first grade, so I'm a goddess. If I say, oh my goodness, you are making me so sad with that choice. Can you please make a better choice? Can you please fix your behavior? They fix it. A lot of the times, a lot of my behavior problems are coming from students that are just entering the classrooms. I give them a couple of days and they fit in. You know, they get in where they fit in, they act right, they get it tight. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anything other than that, we have counselors, we bring them in, it's just like a regular school. Principal steps in, we write referrals, we document, all that good stuff. How is it for US Southerners? Y'all, I found bacon and pork bacon. And so I still haven't found collard greens. But I saw this girl on Instagram that's in Abu Dhabi. She had Jiffy cornbread. That's the answer to that question. Bring your own hot sauce though. Bring your own seasoning still. There's some stuff that you can find out here. What questions should I prepare for on an interview? Some questions that you should prepare for. Why do you want to teach in the UAE? If your answer is because you just want to travel, no ma'am, no sir. Do not say that. Come up with a reason why. You want to experience a different culture. You want to have a different teaching experience that will expand your mind and something, you know, like really think about it. Number 2, are you willing to teach in another emirate? It says if you go through the MOE process and they ask you, you know, is it okay that if once you're hired, are you willing to be placed anywhere? If your answer is yes and you're okay with that without knowing, you may be placed in Dubai, which is where you want to go. Or you may be placed in Sharjah. Is that okay with you? You need to research all of the Emirates. Get some reviews on all of them. Let me give you one more. Number 3, you know, the basic teaching interview questions. What strategies do you use in the classroom? I told one person, if you are on Skype, have pictures so that you can hold up like, hey, this is what I did. These are my kids from last year. Here's a picture, so you can have a visual and it's not just you on the computer screen talking about what you did, but you can actually show them. Take housing or find your own. Most definitely take housing your first year so that you can get a feel of the area and you have time to research when you're here. But that first year, take housing, because it is a little hard to find housing on your own. The language barrier is rough. Some people are shysty. So really just take your time. Y'all, we gotta hurry up and wrap this up because my camera is dying, and that's what happened last time. So, how long was the process? My process started in, I answered this in one video. I'll find the answer and put it somewhere here, but I feel like I started looking and deciding that I wanted to teach in Dubai in January, like right around December, winter break. And then I honed in and confirmed a school in February, March-ish. Yeah, I'll link the video to where I actually said it. Do you miss Alabama? And this came from one of my sweet baby 3rd graders. She is a 5th grader now, and yes, I miss y'all. I miss Alabama. I miss Walmart and Target. I miss Mr. Peabody and Piglet Jr. Somebody also asked, and I'll say this real quick. This was like a, should I say this on camera? But somebody asked in one of your videos, why did you call that little girl a crazy pot? When I get frustrated, the country comes out. That when I hit my frustration levels, the country comes out. And one day, I was just like, crazy pot. And they all looked at me with their big little Emirati eyes, and they bust out laughing. And they started calling each other crazy pots, and we started using it during our instructional time. So when we would go to centers, I would say, okay, crazy pots, get your pot ready, put a lid on it, talk to your crazy so that your crazy stays in the pot. And they would take their little hands and say, it's crazy, well, I'm about to have fun. Don't you come out this pot, I'm gonna keep the lid on. Just craziness and countryness. But they would whisper and say, hey, I'm about to do these centers. Miss Evan does not want you to come out of the pot. I'm gonna keep a lid on you. Please don't seep out. And we would stir that crazy and put our lid on and go to centers. So yeah, we called each other crazy pots. Those are some of my answers to your questions. Thank you so much for sending them in. I'm about to film my first Dear Evan video, so keep watching for that. And yeah, this first Dear Evan is going to be amazing. A lot of you have submitted your stories. I'm so appreciative for that. If you have any teaching stories or any teaching questions, go to my website, #Dear Evan, submit it. It will be read anonymously and answered for you. Bye.